Here we are, living that festival life.
Did you go to the Dubs of Rock 2025 festival and want to relive it all through our experiences? Or are you wondering what Dubs of Rock is all about if you want to go to it in 2026? Well, we're here to tell you all about their first ever festival and our experience across the 3 days. So stay tuned to hear all about it. Just very quickly then, before we do get into our experience, the Dubs of Rock Festival is a festival dedicated to tribute bands for rock musicians. They've got bands like Stiff Bizkit, tribute to Limp Bizkit, Rammlied, tribute to Rammstein, Hybrid Theory, tribute to Linkin Park, Mortalica, tribute to Metallica. So this is a festival that runs across 3 nights. You go home on the 4th day and is all about rock. At the festival, they did have different bars there. They had 2 stages. They got a main stage and a second stage. They had an arcade tent. They had fairground rides. I didn't expect any fairground rides whatsoever. No. They also had wrestling performances on throughout the day on both the Saturday and the Sunday. And it is a family event as well. There was a lot of families there with their children as well.
It's all about bringing people together who have a love of rock music and a love of specific bands. I feel like you really get the die-hard fans there because they're there for the music. They're not there for the glam of the name or anything like that. They know the songs, they love the songs, and they want to sing along and they want to have a good time. So the vibe is absolutely brilliant. And that's what it's about. It's a celebration of these bands through the tribute acts of them and a platform for these tribute bands to get their name out there. Like, you know, I didn't know a lot of these tribute bands and now I do. And that is also the point of this festival. It's a big platform for them to perform in. Some of them will probably be the biggest crowds they've performed in, probably.
Yeah, 100%. They've got toilets everywhere, although I'll say not as many toilets as they probably should have. Same with showers. They do have food vendors. They've got small market stalls. I do think they should get more market stalls next year. There's no merch whatsoever. Where is the merch? You're telling me if you didn't have t-shirts with Dubs of Rock on the front and the bands that were performing on the back for £25, just think of the profit that you could have made, and you could have put that money back into buying more alcohol so you wouldn't have run out and had to miss the final party on the last day. But anyway, merch. I want t-shirts. I want pin badges. I want wristbands. I want mugs. You would have sold that, and I feel like next year that's definitely where they've got to go. The drinks there, they are a bit expensive. £7 for a pint, £7.50 for a single mixer, a single spirit mixer, £9.50 for a double.
Yeah,
does rack up. It does rack up, especially when you're in the main arena all day from 1
and you're only
PM
allowed to bring a limited amount into the
exactly.
festival,
But on like some days, you could be in the main arena from 1 till 1.
Yeah.
As we were.
Yeah.
And what, 10 hours? What are you going to want? 9, 8, 9, 10 drinks? That's £100, near enough. It is expensive, it is. But with the cost of the ticket prices being so cheap, so I have a £30 a day off. What we paid for the whole festival was £80 per ticket.
Yeah.
It's a lot cheaper than all of your bigger festivals out there with real bands, and so it is just tribute. So I understand they've got to make the money back somewhere, and so you kind of just have to budget for that and make it, you know, it's a holiday at the end of the day, isn't it? But the Dubs of Rock, a festival for tribute bands to perform. How good is it? Well, let us tell you all about it, starting with our day 1.
We've arrived. Sean's not happy because he didn't bring a trolley. First mistake, innit, Sean? Go on.
Told you. No one ever believes me. When we roll up and every car's got a trolley.
So first of all, I will start off by saying this was my first ever festival.
And mine. Yeah,
And
my
your
first
first
ever
ever festival as well. I only saw my first ever concert a couple of months ago. You can check out the review for that for 9 Inch Nails. But this was my first ever festival, and we wanted to do it the proper way, being our first ever festival.
Yep.
We wanted to get a tent and live it rough for 3 whole nights. So you go there on the Friday, and on the Friday they had a set that was exclusive to campgoers. And then on the Saturday was a full day, the Sunday was a full day, and everyone heads home on the Monday. So today we will be reviewing the Friday, the day that was exclusive to all the camp goers. And it was our first ever time camping. I'm going to be straight honest, straight out the bat. I was not a fan of camping whatsoever, and that's underplaying it quite a lot. Like, I hated camping. I hated it. First of all, there was a massive infestation of wasps.
There was. It was bad, wasn't it?
It was not nice to be in a confined space, and people was just leaving rubbish around
Everywhere, yeah.
which weren't great. But we'll go right back to the beginning.
Yeah.
We got in the car and we headed off for an exciting holiday, camping on this great adventure, a festival. We'd never been to it before. We were looking forward to seeing bands like Limp Bizkit, Rammstein, Linkin Park, Nirvana.
Yeah.
Hybrid Theory, the Linkin Park tribute band, which weren't very good. And if you want to see about that, go to day 3.
Yes, that
weren't
one.
very good.
That's to come. That's all to come.
But we headed down to this festival, and we were in high spirits, weren't we, Sean?
We were. We'd got our tent. We'd spent a long time getting the right tent. We decided to get the one from Halfords, and that had sold out, so we went to Tesco's and got whatever they had going. We got our airbed, we got all of our water, our drinks, our food, our barbecues, everything we needed to make sure that we had a fantastic time while we were camping.
And we did bring our friend along as well, Aaron, who's been going to download festivals every year for 9 years, and he didn't go this year. It was his 10th festival anniversary. So we thought we'll bring him along to be the expert, to help us out, to show us the way. And so the first thing, we arrived there and we saw the queue.
The queue was long.
Oh, where's barbecues?
The queue was long. There was only 2 or 3 sections to get in, and they were doing very thorough checks, especially on alcohol. I mean, all the other stuff, like body, they didn't check my body. Not that I'm trying to sneak anything in. We play by the rules, but they didn't check no one's bodies.
No.
And alcohol was counted out right in front of you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it took a while. How long were we in the queue for?
At least an hour and a half.
We're in, finally, an hour and a half later.
Like, over there, I was thinking that, like...
Which wasn't great because we didn't bring a trolley.
No, we didn't bring a trolley. I said to buy a trolley.
You did. But on the website, what it did say is that you on your first trip in, you need to do your alcohol first of all, so they can count your alcohol, because there'll be no readmittance with alcohol. So you can bring your alcohol in, and then you can go out of the camp to collect your other stuff and bring it in via a readmittance entrance, which will just be straight in because you've already got your wristband. And so we luckily got our alcohol and our tents and our blow-up beds and our sleeping bags and all the essentials that we needed to set up, because it was like, we don't want to just plonk our alcohol down and then, risk having it nicked or whatever and go out and have to get our tent and bring it back. So we had all that stuff, and we got in, and first thing we did was we set up our tent, and we thought once we've set up our tent, we will go out and collect the other stuff. Now, with the other stuff, weren't really much that we needed. It was food and things like that. But in that bag was my sun cream. And I don't know how clear you can see it on the camera right now. I don't know if you can see this right here.
Sure they can.
But that's an indication of what happened next. So we set up our tents. We sorted all that out there. And we thought, we'll have a drink. We'll settle in. We'll go out and get our other stuff.
Yep.
And so I headed out to the main entrance, and I said to the guy, I'm just going to get my other stuff, and then we're all right coming back in, aren't we? And he said to me, if it's just you coming back in, then that's fine. But if you want to come back in with any bag whatsoever, then you need to join the main queue. By this point, the main queue was reaching 2.5 hours entrance. All I wanted to do was to get my sun cream, but he wouldn't let me. He said that I would have to join the 2.5 hour queue once again. Am I stupid for not joining that queue again and waiting 2.5 hours?
No.
Because my thought was that, well, we'll just go back to the tent, we'll drink, and then when the queue goes down, we'll just rejoin the queue again. But in that time of going back to the tent and drinking, I got severely sunburned.
Yeah. You did.
Which almost ruined the rest of the festival, to be honest. I powered through, I got there. But on the third day when it started blistering, because by the end of the first day, I was sun creaming myself up. But the damage had already been done, hadn't it? Because they wouldn't let me out, which obviously weren't great. So something for next year is readmittance needs to be sorted out, and they need to stick to the word, because it was literally just a side gate that people were getting in and out of, and it's like, why weren't there separate desks for readmittance? Do you know what I mean? Just to check you ain't got any alcohol, be a shorter queue, get people in because you've already been checked. So I don't know why they didn't stick to the word on that. And that's one of my massive gripes about this festival, because obviously I didn't enjoy camping whatsoever. No. But without that sunburn, it would have been a much better experience for me personally, because it was the perfect weather for someone that enjoys festivals. I don't enjoy the sun anyway. Yeah. But it didn't rain.
It didn't rain. It was like quite nice. It was 20 degrees thereabouts all weekend. You know, it was good weather. It was good weather for a festival. You know, shorts weather, suntan weather.
I burn in the rain anyway. I wear Factor 50 everywhere I go. Yeah. Like, this should be a medical condition at this point, probably. but we set up the tent. Did you have a good time setting up the tent, Sean?
No. The tent was hard to set up.
So I'm finally in my self-made hotel after about an hour of torment, torture and pain. This has been a hell setting up this tent. But no insects are going to get in, which is the great thing. It's got one layer there. It's got another layer there. And it's got another layer there. That's all I care about. 3 layers of protection.
Well, we set it up, and when we set it up, we had a good pitch, we had a good patch, we had our own little bit. And our neighbours around us were great. Like, we met them multiple times. Yeah. When I had sunburn, they helped me out loads as well.
Apart from the Muppets behind us.
The only neighbours that we didn't like were the ones behind us that were left out rotting meat when there's already a wasp infestation. Why they did that, I don't know. But I let them hear all about it, believe me. Within a couple of hours, that was moved. But still.
There's the circus. Isn't that funny? Because the clowns have arrived right here. You, Aaron.
Me? Me? Who's just put all your fucking tent up? Me?
Yeah, he did come in handy. His festival expertise did come in handy. Thanks for that, Aaron.
Yeah. That's nice.
Let's see how well this is going to last, shall we? All these tents and 7 toilets. That's not going to be good by Sunday, is it? We've been here 2 hours and bugs have been non-stop attacking. So I've put this bug repellent wristband on and I'm going to see how good that it actually works. Stay away. Stay away. Don't know.
The first day, there was only a couple of bands on because it was just for the camp goers.
Yeah.
And we drank for hours in the blistering hot sun.
Yeah.
But then we decided to make our way across to the main stage, or to the arena, as they call it, which opened at about 4 o'clock, ready for the first band at 5 o'clock. They had a little DJ set on at first, but we thought we have to see the first band.
Everyone look at me!
So there's the second stage right there. Got a bit of a fairground, which didn't expect at all. Spin Doctor, Dodgems, Velocity, whatever it is over there. They've got some tent there, don't know what's in there, probably food and drink. Beard and body merch, festival vapes.
Card
And
only,
the
card
main
only, look at that, no
stage.
cash. I've only got fucking cash.
You what?
Card only, I've only got cash. You mean card only?
There we go. It's furthest. There's tent 2. Tent 1 is right down there for the main stage. There is a lot of toilets, to be fair.
It's not right down there. Like, if you've ever been to Download, it is not right down there.
Oh, really?
Like, literally. Like,
That is-
the main stage would be here, and then about 2 miles away would be there.
Right.
Second stage.
So this is like easy access.
Yeah, 100%.
Toilets. There's not many, but there is like
There's enough. This cannot cater to the main stage as well. This cannot cater to the
right now there's probably about 3,000 people here. Tomorrow there's going to be 5, because tonight is only for the campers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But tomorrow this is going to be Ozzy's Real Ales Bar paying tribute. Here we go. Let's have a look at the menu, shall we? Reusable cups, £4. Reusable cup and lid, £5. It's probably going to come in handy here for the swarm of wasps that they do have attacking people. However, a spirit mixer, Smirnoff vodka and mixer is £7 and a double is £9.50. Take a look at that menu and screenshot right now if you need to check the prices out for what you expect next year at Dubs of Rock 2026. This is Dubs of Rock 2025. I can't imagine the prices to go up much more next year, but we'll see. You've also got Amarillo and Purple Rain at £7 a pint.
Yeah, even though it's not someone that we listen to,
Ghost.
but the first band was Ghost
Yeah.
UK,
Yeah.
a tribute to Ghost. What did you think?
I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of Ghost. I don't really know any of their stuff. They were good. They had a lot of energy. They had a really cool aesthetic, but not really my sort of thing. So, you know, we went there, watched a little bit of that. Yeah, half an hour of it, of an hour set. So we watched about half of it. And then we decided to go and get some more drinks.
Yeah, because the main thing that we were there for that night was, of course, Stiff Bizkit.
Yeah.
The tribute to Limp Bizkit, which is a great name, by the way. Absolutely love that. And then you've got Rammstein, Rammlied after that. So we went to get some more drinks, didn't we? And we headed back over for our main event, Stiff Bizkit, and we tried to get as close to the front as we possibly could. And we was in a really good place, to be honest, but was in quite a dangerous place because we was just outside of the mosh pit that came to be the most brutal mosh pit of the weekend.
Yeah, it was violent. Like, it was, like, honestly, I was pretty far gone at that point, so it probably looked worse than
And
it
I've
actually
seen
was.
crazy mosh pits like to Audio Rage, I think, as well.
Yeah.
We didn't go and see them, and if there is a more, it was crazy, then let us know in the comments down below. But from what we experienced,
From what we
obviously
could
we had
see.
System of a Down the next day,
That
but
was
the most brutal one was Stiff Bizkit. Somebody got carried out, mate, bloodied
Yeah.
up.
They did, didn't they? But yeah, it was really good. Stiff Bizkit were absolutely amazing. Like, they were so good, and they sounded so much like Fred Durst and like the band, and they played all the bangers. You know, Nookie, Break Stuff,
Hot
Dog,
Living It Up,
Rolling,
yeah, My Way,
My Generation. Yeah,
they played all the ones that everyone wants to hear when you go
Yeah.
and see Limp Bizkit. And it gave me everything that I wanted, everything that I expected and more. Like, it was absolutely incredible. Normally I don't like being in massive crowds like that, and it's a fear that I had going to this festival of just being in that environment with people, especially with it being rock and it being so, you know, just mayhem and chaotic. But with the energy coming from Limp Bizkit, I give it back to them. And they really put on a great show. I'd probably go and see Stiff Bizkit again if they were on in Manchester, to be honest.
Oh yeah, 100%. They were really good.
Like, out of all of them, they were one of the highlights of the weekend.
They were
for
one
us.
of the best, yeah. And the thing is as well, is that like, it's so good to be in like an environment where everyone's like listening to the music and the energy's like everyone's singing the words and everyone's like, whoa, I did it all for them. Do you know what I mean? And like, everyone's just like loving it. And it's just great to be part of that crowd.
Everyone was singing with each other. There were people turning around to us, singing with us, dancing with us, and everyone was there together. It was a great atmosphere, great feeling, a great vibe. There was no animosity against it, apart from them two that went in the mosh pit that were staring each other down.
Oh my God.
But apart from that, everyone in our vicinity and everyone that we spoke to about it all felt the love within that crowd, as violent as it was in the middle. It was, you know, everyone was there together and all having a great time. And considering it's a tribute festival and it's a tribute band, you'd think that maybe people wouldn't enjoy it as much. Maybe they're judging them or whatever. But there was no room for that with how good this band was. Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Straight out the gate, it was on.
It set the bar for the weekend, like it really did. Like, I was comparing every single artist to Limp Bizkit from that point on, because I was like, right, that is how good a tribute band could be. And I was, from that point, that was the bar set very high, might I add. And they did a great set. I absolutely loved that performance. And like you said, I'd 100% go and see Stiff Bizkit on their own as a standalone. Like, if they had a gig in like a Manchester arena next week, I'd pay to go see it.
Yeah, it was super enjoyable. Absolutely loved it. And for me, one of the highlights of the weekend, as we're saying. By this point, we were drunk out our minds.
Absolutely
we were
hammered.
rocked out of our minds. Like, we were rocking out to every single song.
Yeah.
We were on a super, super high at this point, and I was feeling the pins and needles from his sunburn, like it was bad. So we decided to take a step back, didn't we, for Rammstein? Or for Rammlied.
Also, we have to say, because we lost Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron, gone. He says he left on purpose, and before we got to Stiff Bizkit, he had a tactical fall where we were sat in a circle having a conversation, and Aaron just went. Axel's got a photo of that fall now.
I do.
So we'll put that on the screen.
I do. So this festival expert goer was already...
Our guide.
Our guide was already veering off track. And so we enjoyed like 50 minutes of Stiff Bizkit on our own. Aaron was gone, and we did find him at the end of it, to be honest, as we didn't need to leave.
We were like, we're going to have to go back to the tent. And as we were walking to get out of the arena area, we just heard, Axel! Sean!
So for Rammlied, which is the tribute to Rammstein, we took a step back, and did we go back to our tents and get the chairs?
Yes, we did.
We did. We went back to the tents and get the chairs, and we was like, you know, we've had a long day today, and tomorrow's going to be even longer because we've got full acts from 1 p.m. all the way to like 1 a.m. So we wanted to preserve some energy for that. And as much as we like Rammstein, it's good to watch bands from different areas in the arena, I find, as well. Do you know what I mean? And it's really good for Rammstein because they had a lot of pyro in theirs as well. So it was brilliant to see that. Boom! With great view. But what do you think about Rammlied, the tribute to Rammstein?
I thought they were really good. The thing is with Rammlied and Rammstein is, again, I know like 5 of their songs maybe. Not as well as I would know someone like Limp Bizkit and some of the other bands that I was... Limp Bizkit. Limp Bizkit. That's a completely different tribute band. No, not as much as I knew other bands, but I knew a few of their songs enough to appreciate, like, you know, everyone knows like Du Hast and all that sort of stuff. So I was sort of just there for those ones, and there were other songs that they did that I wasn't really too clued up on. So I can't really judge on how they were on those songs, but the songs that I knew, they did fantastically. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, to be honest, it was really good, and the voice of Till isn't. It's very hard to do, and the singer did really well to keep up with it. The band played the instruments phenomenally. They had the keyboard player on like a walking machine, a treadmill the whole time. He did some crowd surfing as well.
Remember when he got in the canoe?
That's what I mean, in the crowd surfing in the canoe, yeah. Exactly, which was great. So they had that performative aspect that that Rammstein do have, and they did bring the energy to the stage, along with pyrotechnics and that just big main event feel. Do you know what I mean? Were they the best of the main events? For me, not. But they still were a strong final act for that Friday.
If I'm lucky, he'll finish quick!
For a first day,
Oh, it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant.
it's really set the bar.
Yeah.
And we were saying if every other day is like this, then it's going to be great. And obviously, we know that tomorrow's going to be so much more. There's so many more bands that we want to see. And on the next day, we was ready for a big day, because the way we'd planned it was main stage, second stage, main stage, second stage, main stage, second stage, main stage, second stage, second stage, all day. That's how it was going to be because of who we wanted to see. So it was going to be quite intense for us.
Yeah.
And it was going to be a long day. And so for it to start at 5 p.m. on that first day,
Helped.
I really did like it, because it gives you a chance to get in, settle in, get set up, have a drink, understand your surroundings, and get a feel of the arena. And
Yeah,
get a feel of
100%.
how it was gonna be. But if you want to see even more stories and hear about it and understand why we hate camping so much and why the wasps were hell, then stay tuned for the next 2 episodes, because we have so much more footage. We have so many more stories and so many more reasons as to why camping isn't for us. If we go back to the festival, will you be camping?
I mean, it depends. It really does
No, I
depend.
don't
If I'm
want
going
to.
with you, absolutely not.
But then you miss out. Then you miss out on days like that. If we didn't camp this year, we would have missed out on Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you put up with it just for that?
Yeah.
I don't think I could.
There was also on the first night an exclusive only DJ set till 1 in the morning. So the bands finished at 11 o'clock, and there was a DJ set from 11 o'clock till 1 in the morning. We didn't go to that because we were absolutely knackered. All right.
But advertised was one on Sunday to close
Yeah.
the festival. So what did we say? We said
We'll go on the one on Sunday.
we'll go to the one on Sunday. However, after Mortalica on Sunday,
Spoilers.
everyone was just led out of the arena, and the second stage was completely closed. So there was
Yeah,
no...
they were collapsing the poles and everything, weren't
Yeah,
they?
they were taking it all down. There was no closing party, no closing ceremony, nothing as advertised. I did hear rumours that it's because they started running out of a lot of the alcohol and the ales and the ciders and running really low on them and running out of a lot of them as well. But I still think having that closing party would have been a great finish to the event.
First night. So it was really good. However, the noise levels around the camp on that first night, we were under the impression if you wanted to stay out, you go to the camp party, you go to the after party and you stay. But when we got there, people were just being very, very ruckus and very, very loud, weren't they? And we couldn't sleep for ages, and we wanted to be up early the next morning. So that was a bit of a downside of camping as well, is that you have no control over the noise. And, you know, to be fair, we had been tired before we got there. Like, we had had a late night the night before, and odds are if if we'd not gone on a paranormal investigation the night before.
Probably would have done that DJ party as well.
Yeah,
If we
or
didn't,
stayed up with the people
stayed up
around
with
the
people,
camp.
'cause we was on a paranormal investigation the day before, and
Yeah.
that does bring us firmly into day 2, where I woke up in a bad mood because of the noise around me. I'm not saying I didn't have a bad laugh yesterday because I loved it, but it's just
Too much right now.
it's just wasps 24/7.
Well,
People
it stops like.
not being quiet till 2 in the morning.
They were quiet by 1.
Well, if you want to go and have a party, you've got the arena, haven't you?
Not really. Not.
Round here, it's about having respect. Go in sleep. This is your house for the night. See, I don't know what's so funny. This is where you sleep. 11 p.m. Get to bed. If you want a party, then you go down there. Don't
Axel,
you?
you're at a rock festival.
You can rock over there. Rockers still sleep. I just don't understand. You on that night especially, you got the DJ set to party at, especially on that night.
Yeah.
And I know, adrenaline's high, everyone's on a buzz and whatever. Why you got to come back to the tent and be so loud when the walls are paper thin of people's tents? People have got long days the next day, and the campsite is a place to sleep after 11 p.m.
Well, there is that. There is
Just don't get it. But that brings day 1 to an end firmly and solidly. We can tick that one off. Please stay tuned for day 2, where we've got even more stories and even more videos from all the acts that we went to see. So with that being said, my name's Axel.
I'm Sean.
And we'll see you in the next video.
Goodbye.